I think we're live. I can't really tell from my my phone, which is a little bit worrying. Can you, oh, is there anybody there? Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on here. Right. Okay, so what I'm hoping is, yeah, okay, so now I can see that we are live. Okay, if there's anybody there, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us, or joining me. And if you'd like to post any comments, please do. Obviously, once the meditation starts, I won't be answering comments because we'll be involved in the actual meditation. So tonight, I'm just going to turn the music down a tad. The meditation is all about clearing ancient shame. And this came about because of a beautiful book I read, I got for Christmas, and I finished reading it on Saturday, Sunday. And I felt that I had baggage, so to speak, that every time I was reading passages, there was aspects of it that were bringing something within me up to the surface. There were lots of aha moments, there were lots of resonating tears and happiness, all that came from this book called Mary Magdalene Revealed by Megan Watterson. It's a beautiful book, and I'm really thankful that I was gifted this, because without it I probably wouldn't have had these realizations and these alignments. So what the whole book about, obviously, is about Mary Magdalene, but it's about her Gospels, and it's actually about the teachings that Jesus Christ gave to her, which she was then able to pass on in histories gone by to those around her. Now, they got buried, and with that, with those sorts of Gospels being buried, went along with it the idea that women and men were equal, that we could be teachers, we could be leaders, that we were an important part of society. And what happened in the sort of around the 300 to 400s was that a new form of Christianity came about, and it was very much to do with the patriarchal society, men having the wisdom, in theory, as the sort of bishops, etc. You could communicate with the God if you went to church, if you worked through them. It was not encouraged that you communicated with the church from within your heart, which is an interesting thing, because those of us who've moved away from church, like I did, found that actually the more you discover about spirituality is that the more within it is, and the more you need to go quiet. And the more that you need to be open to your own wisdom, because it's sitting inside this space. So part of what came out of reading this wonderful book was I discovered that I was carrying, like many, many, many of us, shame, ancient shame about being a woman. Now, it's not a logical shame, it's just a gut feeling, it's an essence within us. It's someone else's stuff, it's not ours, it doesn't belong to us. So I think it's time that us as women cleared this. If we clear this shame, we're able to stand up for ourselves more. We're able to be in unity with ourselves. We're able to be empowered. And what we need to have happen at this point is to bring all of that forward. Our planet is at a point where it needs to change. Things need to change desperately. And if half the world's population are hiding behind shame, or even just being diminished by shame and not feeling that they're worthy, that they're honourable, that they're allowed to be part of this, then nothing's going to change. So that's why this is really important. And because we have this, God, I'm getting emotional, sorry. Because we have this beautiful full moon tonight, which is at 21 minutes past 7, I thought it'd be a really great time to bring the moon energy in with like Mother Gaia energy, to release this crap that we don't need anymore. It's time for us to let it go. If there's any questions, just put something in the comments. I'm really glad to see there's Alex and Cherry here, so I'm really fantastically happy to see you. So if there's anything you want to ask, pop it in the comments, and then otherwise we're going to start in maybe 5 minutes, start to get ourselves into the meditation zone where we can clear this stuff. So let me tell you actually a little bit about the techniques I'm going to use to clear. So there is an energy clearing method called energy alignment method, EAM. Now, you are welcome to Google it. It's fantastic. I've been using it myself for nearly 2 years now, and I just love how easily it removes stuff from our systems and how easily we can come back into flow. So I'm going to be using the EAM clearing statements. You don't need to worry about what they are, other than we tend to repeat them at least 3 times. But I will hopefully speak clearly and slowly enough for you to just copy in the gaps. So if I say, for instance, releasing all energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time, you'll be able to fill in the gaps, and I'll hopefully leave enough time for you to be able to say that nice and slowly. It's really important that you join in. It's really important that you do this out loud. So if you can, squirrel yourself away somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed, because it's important for you to use your voice, which is the spokesperson of your heart. And as women, it's really important that we practice using our voice out loud. I know it can be really challenging, especially when we don't feel that we know enough or that we understand something. We tend to shrink away. So this is a point where I'm just going to guide you through this. Like I say, I did this for myself on Sunday, and I cannot believe the difference it's made to my energy. I wouldn't be here, to be honest, in front of you doing a live if I hadn't done this, because the whole live thing scares me. I'm much better with people in the room. So anyway, so we do a clearing statement, and we're going to make sure that that ancient shame is cleared, and also any past life shame, any ancestral shame. And with the ancestral shame, you're clearing that from your timeline, particularly the female timeline. So you'll clear it from your mother's timeline and from your daughter's, but all your children, male or female, you will clear it from theirs too, so that they won't then pass it on to their children. So this is a really important thing for us to do, and as women, we can do this, and it's a really powerful thing that we can do, and we're not going to get penalised in this life. We're going to be allowed to express all of this stuff. Okay, so once we've done the clearing statement, I will then ask that you settle into your space and just allow what's coming up for you to come up, and we'll make sure that you've released everything, and we'll do a scan to check that there's nothing sitting in your energy system still, and if there is, just put a little thing up and let me know. I can't see any emojis, so just put something in the comment section. Once we've done that, we'll then sit quietly and bring in whatever colour for you represents feeling whole, feeling seen, feeling heard, feeling proud and brave, courageous, feeling in that space that you can be you as a whole person, not the mummy, the wife, the worker, the shopper, or any of those stuff, the whole you, allowing yourself to be seen as others see you, because often we just perceive ourselves as one hat or another, and we want to move away from that. This is about you being a whole person. And when we do this, I am going to ask if this is comfortable with you, but if it isn't, please substitute something that makes you feel comfortable. We're going to ask you to settle and allow yourself to be seen by Master Jesus. Now, I was quite surprised when I did the meditation, and I was calling in Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Bridget, all the goddesses. I was bringing all their energies in, and that all felt fantastic, but it wasn't quite right. And I realised that the reason it wasn't quite right was because I needed to allow myself to be seen by a man. Now, when I say a man, I mean a man who has no demands, no needs from you. And this male energy, for me, needed to be safe. It needed to be non-expectational, completely loving and completely accepting. And straight away, Master Jesus, his energy was sitting in that space. So I allowed myself to be seen by him, and my heart to be filled up with that reconnection, that unity, the truth of what, connection, and what us as humans are supposed to be is connected to each other, unified, loving, whole, helpful. All of those sorts of beautiful, positive things. And I needed to allow myself to be seen by a male, because that's what I usually hide from. I don't find that comfortable, so I needed to be seen. And I needed to be seen by this male because he's the ultimate of gentle, masculine energy. And he and Mary Magdalene were together. They were a unified couple. And if we don't see ourselves as a unified aspect of the couple that we're in, then we're always going to feel less than. They're always going to feel slightly disjointed, maybe slightly broken in some way, but certainly not as empowered as we really could be. Okay, so that's kind of the aim of what we're doing, is clearing it out and bringing in the beauty. If there's any questions, please put them in the comments bar, and hopefully you can hear me okay, you can see me okay, and you're not too distracted with my flapping hands and the lights coming off my glasses. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is just to sit very quietly. If you can, settle into wherever you are, sit back, make yourself relaxed. And I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to take 3 breaths, coming in through the nose and out through the mouth. So when you're ready, I've already asked that we are surrounded and protected by what I class as my light gang, which constitutes angels, Reiki masters, Master Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, and just source energy, so that we are protected, loved, and allowed to release this stuff. So as you're settling in your breathing, I want you to picture, if you can, yourself in a place that feels really safe to you, where you can just relax. Nothing's expected of you. You don't need to do anything. You can just be and just breathe. And as you settle into that place, I'd like you to notice if there's anywhere that resonates to the statement of, and say it to yourself if you can, out loud, I am carrying ancient shame. And I'd just like you to notice where that place might be, and what that might look like to you. And if you've got a description, jot it down. Sometimes it just helps, but if you just want to remember it, that's absolutely fine. And now we're going to do the clearing statements for this ancient shame. Okay, so I just want you to repeat what I say. I'm going to leave a gap so that you can, and allow yourself to really feel these words. Allow yourself to really get involved with the releasing. Don't just give it lip service. You've got to feel this, because then it will have an impact. Okay. Right, so when you're ready, repeat after me. I am ready to release this ancient shame that dwells within me. I release it from my energy, in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release this ancient shame that has dwelt within me for millennia. I release it from my energy, in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release this ancient shame of being a woman that has dwelt within me for a millennia. I release it from my energy, in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. And because it's such a powerful, deep shame, we're going to do that another couple of times. I now release this ancient shame of being a woman that has dwelt within my energy for millennia. I release it from my energy, in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release this ancient shame that is not mine, it never was, of being a woman. I release this ancient shame in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I want you to take a deep breath for me. Allow that energy, that oxygen to come back into your body and breathe out, releasing. Just check in with your body. Does it feel truthful that you've released it? Or do you feel there's something stuck that's ancient? I don't mean past life or ancestral or now. The real ancient stuff, has that been released? So just do a little scan of your body, scanning from the top of your head, very slowly, through your face, your throat, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your torso, your chest, your hips, your abdomen, your buttocks, your glutes, coming down into your legs, your knees, your feet. Is there any of that ancient shame left within you? If there is, can you just drop me a little note very quickly so we can go through this proper clearing statement for you again? And thank you for doing this with me. Okay, it's looking like it's all good so far. So, now what I'd like to tackle is past life shame. Now when I looked at this for myself, I had something ridiculous like 50 past lives where I carried this shame of being a woman. And I don't have the ability to work with you individually here and now to clear each individual past life. So what I'm going to ask is that we are given special dispensation in an energetic form, that we can release all of this past life shame of being a woman now, together. Let's just work as a group and release all of that. And that feels like that's a way to go. So I'm going to go with that. Okay, so we're going to use the same sort of clearing statement, but instead of ancient shame, it's going to be past life shame. Okay, so when you're ready, take another deep breath in and release it out through the mouth, knowing that we are surrounded, we are protected, we are loved the whole time we're doing this, for who we really are and not what we perceive ourselves to be. Okay, so I now release, repeat after me, I now release this past life shame of being a woman. I release all of that from my energy, in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release this past life shame of being a woman. I release it from my energy, in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release all the shame from these past lives of being a woman. I release the shame of being a woman. I release that from my energy, in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. And again, just do a little breath in for me. Release that down, allowing clearing energy to come into your body, just as we're breathing. So, again, like we did before, just do a scan of the body from head, through the head, down through the throat, the neck, the shoulders, all the way down to the feet. You're checking to see if there's anything that kind of feels like past life shame still sitting there. And if there is, just put a little note in the comments box, and then we can go through the process again. In fact, I feel like we need to do, one more clearing statement. So I now, if you repeat with me, sorry my lovelies, repeat after me. I now release completely and fully all shame about being a woman that comes from my past lives. I release all of that is in its entirety from my energy, in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release in its most full and entire way the shame that I have about being a woman that comes from all my past lives. I release that from my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. Okay, that feels much better, but let's do it one more for luck. Okay, final time for this one. I now release most completely, most fully, all of the shame that I have held connected with being a woman that comes from past lives. I release all of that from my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. Okay, do a deep breath again. Release that out. Okay. Now we're going to do the ancestral timeline. And I'm going to ask that we clear Mum and Dad's ancestral timelines together. You might not carry it in one, but let's just make sure and make it quick and easy by releasing it all together. So when you're ready, and again, like I say, the ancestral stuff is about how it's connected with your mother and how it's connected to your children. So it's most definitely worth clearing, because it will move on from there and there and there, and it will just become bigger and bigger. This unity, this wholeness, this feeling of connection with ourselves. It's a really important thing to have. Okay, so same again, connect with your heart voice, speaking out loud and allowing your truth to be heard, and allowing your voice to really give power to the releasing. Don't just walk yourself through it, really give your energy to this. So again, checking in with yourself, is that ancestral shame about being a woman? Okay, that feels quite big. There's all sorts, a lot of it's kind of like war connected, and maybe that was the time where women started to be re-empowered, and then it got taken away again, so maybe that's what that energy's about. But it doesn't matter at what part of the ancestral timeline it is, we're getting rid of all of the shame on that timeline. Okay, so when you're ready, deep breath in and release it out through the mouth. Okay, I now release all ancestral shame about being a woman. I release this from my timeline in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release most fully and completely the ancestral shame of being a woman. I release this from my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release this ancestral shame of being a woman. I release it most completely and most fully from my ancestral timeline in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. Okay, deep breath in and release it out. Okay, and the final one, which is any shame about being a woman that you hold in this life. Okay, and then we can get on to the bringing in of the good stuff, because I feel like we really need that. So when you're ready, again, connecting with your truthful voice, your heart, allow yourself to connect with the area of yourself that feels shameful about being a woman, and you don't really understand why, because let's be honest, it's not yours. It's stuff that's been planted on you, it's been given to you, so just let that go. You do not need that. None of us need that. Okay, so again, deep breath in for me, release it out. Right, I now release all shame about being a woman I release that from my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now release all shame about being a woman. I release that from my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. One more go. I now release all shame about being a woman. I release that from my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. Deep breath in and let that go. I don't know about you guys, but my energy's buzzing and I really need to get some good stuff back in. Okay, so what we're going to align ourselves to, and I think I'm going to just jot this down to make sure that I don't forget it when we do the sections with it. Okay, so we're going to align ourselves to unity and wholeness, to empowerment and strength, to allowing ourselves to be seen and heard, and allowing ourselves to feel filled with love and light. Okay. And I will reiterate those statements when we bring in the energy, when we do the meditation. Okay. So this is going to be a bit odd, this one, because I'm going to need you to put your arms out as almost so your hands will be like this, so that they're platters to receive this beautiful energy. And when we've done the 3 statements where we bring in this loveliness, we're then going to very gently, arms outstretched, but bring all of that into our aura. And when our arms are then down by our sides, we're going to breathe in and release. And you'll probably feel like you need to do a little shiver or a shake just to allow that energy to settle. And then I'll guide you through just a relaxing meditation to bring whatever beautiful colours that come in and match those emotions. Okay, so when you're ready, arms up, and again I'm going to start the phrases, you repeat in the gaps, and we're going to repeat them 3 times. I might tweak them slightly, but don't worry about any of that. It's just about having the best version of what we can bring in possible. Okay. Oh yes, intuition, we need that in there. And connection to our divine light. Okay. If something feels that you want to bring in that feels better than what I'm saying, do that. Okay, there's no hard and fast rules. These are just ideas. Okay, so when you're ready, deep breath in and release. Okay, I now align myself to experiencing unity and wholeness, empowerment and strength, allowing myself as a woman to be seen and heard, to be filled with love and light, to allow my intuition and the connection to the divine light be strong and present. I call this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I now align myself to feeling and experiencing unity and wholeness, empowerment and strength, allowing myself to be seen and heard, allowing myself to be filled with love and to be filled with light. May my intuition be strong, and may I feel connected to the divine. One more go. I now align myself to experiencing the beauty and the wonder and the strength and the empowerment that comes with unity and wholeness, that comes with radiating and receiving love, that comes with trusting my intuition and knowing that I am always connected to the divine. I allow this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. Deep breath in and very gently breathe out. And just allow that to settle into your energy for a moment, and your arms to relax because they probably ache. Okay, hopefully that feels a lot better. Right, so now we're going to settle into doing a meditation. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. So, oh, lights on my eyes. There we go. Now you might notice that behind me is a picture. In fact, I'm going to show it to you. This was a picture done by my beautiful friend Lauren Kenny. Sorry about the arc of the light going over it. I don't know if you can see that it's got lots of different colours and there's all sorts of textures and things in there. If it helps you to focus on that while we're meditating, that's wonderful. But if you're happy to just sit in a quiet space with your eyes closed while I talk you through it, then that's wonderful too. Whatever makes you feel most relaxed and most able to surrender, because that's what we're aiming for. Okay, so settling down, allowing yourself to relax back into your chair, back into your seat. I will probably do this with my eyes closed just because it helps me get into the zone with you. Okay. So I'd like you to notice that your back is resting against the chair, that your legs are resting against the seat. I'd like you to make sure that your spine is in alignment so that your head doesn't feel too heavy. Kind of roll and relax your shoulders back and down. Relax your knees, relax your buttocks, and feel your feet resting on the floor, connecting with Mother Gaia. As you breathe, I want you to start to imagine that you are surrounded by white light. And maybe this white light is twinkling or shimmering with gold or silver, whatever makes you feel good. So you're surrounded by white light. Underneath your feet is a floor of white light. Behind your back is a wall of white light. It's just supporting you, just cradling you. And as you breathe in, start to breathe in peace and relaxation. that to fill your lungs, to fill your body, and as you breathe out, to fill up your aura. Now I can feel in the energy that Master Jesus is standing before us, waiting to be invited into the circle. Know that he is not above or better than you. He is here as your master teacher. And it's important for us to learn and to allow ourselves to be seen by him, and to know that our uniqueness, our gifts that we bring to this world are a treasured and important part of a huge picture. You don't need to worry about what that might be just yet. We're just allowing ourselves to be seen, knowing that this man, this energy, this master teacher brings nothing but love and compassion as he stands before you. Allow yourself to see him as a man, as human, a man who shared a beautiful union with an important woman, and that he was not here alone, that he valued the union he had with Mary Magdalene, that it's important that these unions between people are celebrated. There is no need for hierarchy. Just a connection and a truth. So as you see Master Jesus, maybe in your mind's eye, or feel his presence, allow yourself to be seen as an equal. Notice that Mary Magdalene lends her beautiful feminine strength and energy to this healing, this meditation, as does Mother Mary. Behind us stands Archangel Metatron, and surrounding us I feel we have wise women of ages gone by. They are here allowing us to be our modern versions, our strong selves, our empowered selves. They are here after paving the way. They are here to support us. So any further or remaining concerns, please just give them up. Surrender them. We don't need those anymore. And if you see some of this or none of this, it doesn't matter. Just know that you are sitting in your space now, your place of unity and wholesome. And we're going to start to bring in a colour that represents unity, wholeness, intuition, connection to that intuition, and a connection to the divine light within and surrounding us. A colour that represents empowerment and strength, of being confident to stand in our own space, taking up our space. Whatever colour that might be for you, I want you to imagine that you can see that in front of you. And as you breathe in, breathe that colour into your energy. Breathe that energy into the spaces within your cells, the spaces around your cells. Just allow yourself to breathe in that beautiful energy of strength and empowerment. Most important, with others. The strength to stand in your power, in your space, giving voice to your truth. So breathing in, filling up any space behind the eyes, within the eyes, any space around each of the brain cells, or even the brain hemispheres. Fill up every single space you can with this beautiful colour that represents unity, connection, intuition, the divine, the wondrousness that this way of being can bring to you, the expansion and the excitement. Bring that colour, that beautiful energy into your space. Filling up the whole of your head and all the spaces within your head. Allow it to empower your voice in your voice box. Allow it to relax your shoulders. Allow it to hold your chin in a position of confidence. Allow it to fill your demeanour with this strength of empowerment, of unity, of wholeness, knowing that you are a whole person and that we need your beauty, your uniqueness in this world. It's not time to shy away, it's time to stand strong in just the way that you are. And allow this colour, this beautiful colour, whatever it may be for you, to relax your shoulders down and to settle into your heart space, your heart chakra and your higher heart chakra. May it surround and saturate each and every one of your cells, your muscles, your organs. Fill up every single space and every part of you with this beautiful colour and these wonderful feelings. And bringing that energy down, 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 down through the arms, the hands, filling up maybe the abdomen, dissolving any worries, any fears. Just let them go for now. You don't need those now. Bring in the power, the strength, the want and the need to stand in your space, filling up your space, being present, feeling whole and unified with yourself and with the divine, whatever that might look like for you. And as it fills each void, each space with your beautiful colour and these wonderful feelings, allow your body to revel in it. And keep noticing that the colour is coming in and in and in. With every breath you're filling every single space as it moves to fill every aspect within you and surrounding you. Coming down into the hips, the buttocks, the thighs, the legs, filling up every space. Allowing the colour to saturate every single cell, every single muscle, all the tendons, all aspects of the physical body. Relax into that unity, that divine light. Allow yourself to be shining with that light, that beautiful empowerment and strength and unity. Allowing yourself to be seen, to be heard, feeling fully present, feeling strong. And as it settles down, it's moving down through the kneecaps and the calves and the front of your calves, the shins, down into the ankles and the feet. And notice as your feet are firmly attached to Mother Gaia, planet Earth, our Mother Earth. Filling up with these feelings, that beautiful colour that represents the love, the unity, the light, the expansiveness, the empowerment and the strength, the voice, the ability to be seen. every single cell, every space around the cell, every muscle, every organ, every tissue, every aspect of the physical self to be filled with these beautiful colours. And as you breathe in more, start to notice that those colours are pushing out of the body. They're filling up the body so much that that energy, that colour, those powers, those feelings are pushing out through the body into your aura. Take some really big, deep breaths now. Allow yourself to be filled with this love, this light, this hope, this expansion, this excitement. Bringing it in and pushing it out into your aura with your out breath. We're going to do that 2 more times. And allow yourself to kind of wriggle into that energy because it's unfamiliar. So allow yourself to settle with it, to find the most comfortable position with it, knowing that you're bringing in strength and empowerment, the ability to speak your truth, the ability to be seen, the feeling of complete unification within yourself and with the divine, whatever form that takes for you. Knowing that you are supported always, you need only ask for help. Knowing that you're strong, that you're courageous. Knowing that you're full of light and it's time to shine in whatever form that is. I just want you to imagine that that energy is kind of pulsing from your body, from your aura, out to the universe. And just allow yourself to settle with that for a few breaths. So I'm going to go quiet and just allow yourself to be in that space for a few moments. And now, very gently, I'd like you to imagine that you're sitting in the present, which of course you are, but as somewhere in front of you or to the side of you is your future, and probably in the opposite direction, but not necessarily, is your past, your ancestral timeline. I'd like you to beam, if you can, the energy that you are experiencing right now. Allow it to just push forth and expand both directions, future and past, allowing your timeline to be soaked, saturated, highlighted, protected, strengthened and empowered with this beautiful colour that you've got going on, or colours, with this energy of empowerment and strength and unity, the divine, the wondrousness. Bring all of that energy out there, breathing it in and pushing it out through your body. You cannot run out of this energy. It is there for you always. You just need to be open and willing to surrender yourself to it. So push that energy down your timelines, in front and behind you, or future and past, whatever sits better for you. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, imagine that circle of energy is becoming huge, more and more huge, past and present, huge, 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 huge energy, allowing that to spread out. And if it feels good for you, because it's kind of what's feeling good for me at the moment, but if it feels good for you to do this, encompass your friends, your family in this energy, allowing the divine energy to transmute, to dispel with white light anything that could get in the way of this beauty, this strength, this empowerment, this ability to shine, this ability to feel connected to the whole self and connected to where we come from. So just imagine that the white light's dissolved that, and you are allowing that energy to soak in, if that feels good for you. If it doesn't feel good for you, just stick with expanding it out and out and out down your timeline in front and behind. I'm going to do that for a few more breaths. Okay. And again, if it feels good for you, expand, 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 so that if you can imagine the whole of Mother Earth being surrounded, being saturated, surrendering to this beautiful colour that you've got going on of unity, of expansion, of strength, of empowerment, of wholeness. The ability for women to speak up and be heard wherever they are in that world. Share that, please share that energy, because there are so many women who don't have that yet. So let's share that beautiful energy, expanding it outwards and round and soaking Mother Earth in it and allowing her to be empowered, allowing her to be strengthened, to be seen, to be heard. It's huge, it's massive, very powerful. So let that happen, and we're going to do a few more breaths with that energy. And breathe out through your mouth so you can kind of send it. Let's do 3 more, I feel. Remember, you're connected to endless energy from the divine. You cannot run out, and you are so supported. We are so supported right now. The energy is very, very strong. Okay, I'm going to give you a few more breaths to send that wherever else you need to send that. Remembering you're bringing strength and empowerment, unity and wholeness, complete love and acceptance of yourself, the empowerment, the strength, the taking up the space that you need to take up, speaking with your truth, your true voice from your heart, knowing that you're always filled with the love of whatever your divinity is. You cannot escape it. It is there for you always, so allow it to empower and to refill you. Okay, so do a few more breaths and send that wherever else you need to. Okay. Right here, right now, I need you to know that we have just done some beautifully, highly cleansing, energetic work. Thank you so much for being part of this. It's really, really important. So, now what I'd like you to do is to gently, very, very gently bring this energy back closer to you. So you can start to create an empowering, loving, divine light filling bubble kind of around you. You may want it, as I see it now, to surround your home, because it feels like that would be quite a nice place to start filling up yourself as you sleep, as you do your household chores, as you think, as you spend time with your family. Just allow yourself to bring that kind of beautiful healing bubble back to wherever feels comfortable for you right now. And And then notice, if you will, that your feet are connected to the floor. So wriggle your toes, maybe even jiggle in your seat so that you notice that you're sitting, that you're present, that you can feel your thighs and your buttocks on your seat. And notice your back resting against your chair. And very gently bring your awareness back to your whole self, your physical self, not just your spiritual self or your energy body. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in and release. And give thanks to all the energies that have been with us. I thank you all for being here, the wise women, Master Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Archangel Metatron, and Archangel Michael for protecting this space as we speak, and healing angels, our ancestors. Thank you all for being present and for allowing us to do this beautiful work. And when you're ready, I'd like you to open your eyes and come back into the room. Okay, same here, Cherry. Tears definitely here. Okay. Thank you so much for being part of this. I really humbly appreciate it. I can feel the energy has been huge, and the light that's around us at the moment is massive. Share this if you can. If it's possible for all the women in your area to do that, would be wonderful. But for me right now, it's most important that you sit with that space and allow yourself to be your shiny self, your divinely unified, connected self. I don't think I've got anything else that's going to make sense to say, so I'm just going to sign off now and say thank you so very much for being part of this. My heart is with you. Thank you. Namaste.